Congratulations, Drew. Why did you guys get flagged for excessive celebration in a moment when the NFL was going to be celebrating the celebration?
Listen, I didn't even realize we got flagged. But I'm sure the situation warranted it.
Yeah, we were watching, and I go, wait, they just flagged them for a celebration, and then the NFL was going to stop the game and have the celebration. It felt like it kind of hit you right then. I don't know if it was in that moment, but it kind of, hey, you're going to pass the all-time record here. Then you do it. What were you thinking right after that?
I mean, just a flood of emotion. My mind this entire week was just on obviously trying to stay as focused as possible and just winning the game, and going out there and staying very locked in, one play at a time, staying in the moment. And just the hard part with that one was, 201 yards, so, maybe it happened sometime in the third quarter, maybe even early fourth quarter, something like that. Expecting it to be a tight game, the way that we played the Redskins last year, it was that dramatic game where, we came back in the end, but it was tight, the whole way. And so, I just didn't want it to kill the momentum. Honestly, just so focused on the game and winning the game. And so I think the fact that it happened when it did, 2-minute drive at the end of the second quarter where, it's on a long touchdown pass, and I don't think we could have scripted it any better. Yes, they do get the day off, actually. I don't know if we told the teachers or not, but they will not be going to school this morning.
I thought they had, and you had a teaching moment there. You set the record, and you got a teaching moment with your boys on the sidelines.
I always try to give them teaching moments. We have a lot of fun together. They love sports, and I feel like sports is the greatest teacher when it comes to just life skills. And so there's things I kind of whisper in their ear every night before they go to bed, and that was one of those things. But just a very special moment for them to be a part of.
If I would have told you in 2006, hey, you know what? You're going to be the all-time passing leader in NFL history at some point, what would you have thought?
Well, I would have thought you were crazy. That was back at the time when I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come back and play football, and if I didn't know how effective I would be. I've always been an extremely confident guy, but still, that just some of these numbers were just so far out there. I don't know if I told you this, but my first game ever in the league, preseason 2001, was at Miami. So at the Dolphins, I remember walking into the stadium, looking up at the Ring of Honor and seeing Dan Marino's name in the Ring of Honor with all of his statistics. And I remember just sitting there in awe of those numbers, just saying, how in the world do you play that long and that well to accomplish those things? And it was my very first preseason game. And at that time, I was just hoping to maybe become a starter in the NFL someday. And it's been an unbelievable journey thus far. Here we are 18 years later, and had the chance to play for some unbelievable coaches and with some unbelievable teammates that all have played a huge role in this. And so, that was my thing, is I just hope all those people know just how important they've been in my life and what an influence they've made.
Marino was tweeting to you, congratulating you during the game. Like, how surreal is that all of a sudden this guy that you're thinking those numbers are impossible, he's tweeting to you congratulations during the game last night?
Man, pretty incredible. Just so grateful. And, especially guys like Marino and Favre and Manning and these guys who paved the way for all of us. So many others as well. But obviously those are the guys that were holding a lot of these records. Those are the guys that I looked up to as a kid, that many of us looked up to as a kid that are playing in the league right now. And so to have those guys now reaching out is pretty special.
He's Drew Brees, the record-setting quarterback with the New Orleans Saints, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Now that you set the record, can you now come clean that you're 5'11" and not 6 feet tall?
Never. I am 6 feet, one half inch.
Okay.
1/4 inch.
All right. It's a whole lot cooler if you're 5'11", Drew. Just saying.
No, I'm still a proud member of the 6 foot and under club.
What was the celebration like when you got home?
Oh man, we hung out with the kids for a bit, and then I had a bunch of my friends, my college roommates, my best friends in town, and my family, my dad, and just some other mentors, people that have been with me through this whole journey, and just wanted to spend time with them. And so we hung out for a bit and just reminisced a little bit. So it was great to have that moment.
If I walk into your house, do I know what you do for a living?
Probably not. You would just think I'm like a struggling father with all the kids, stuff laying around and dogs running everywhere and just craziness. It's we got a pretty crazy household during the day.
Well, do you have to hide all your awards because the kids, may take it to show and tell, or who knows what your boys would do with that stuff?
Yeah, I've got that. Most of that stuff is stowed away. I have some in my office, but for the most part, I think we make the house about the kids and just trying to create the best environment we can for them. But like I said, it's pretty wild in our house.
There's no slowing down. I know Brady talks about it, or we keep talking about it with Brady about how long is he going to play? And he says 45. I feel like you're playing longer than Brady is. You and your wife talk about a time frame here?
She tells me play as long as you want. I don't know. I'm really going to take it 1 year at a time and just enjoy every second of it, because I know when it's over, it's over. But man, I'm having fun. I'm just trying to stay in the moment right now.
Did you get a who dat? Was somebody just saying something to you?
That was a jogger. I'm outside because most everybody in the house is
they're all sleeping.
And I have joggers running by yelling, "Who dat?"
Do they people just drive by and walk up to the door and say hello to you?
Yeah, I took a picture with a family from Hawaii when I got home on Sunday from the office. Spending a few hours with the family before heading over to the team hotel. There was a family from Hawaii standing outside of my house saying, we flew all the way from Hawaii to watch the game tomorrow night. And so
how cool is that?
That happens every now and then.
President Obama tweeted to you as well. I'm going to guess you were pretty full of tweets and phone calls.
I've got, let's see here, 227 text messages right now. I have not checked. So good thing this is the bye week.
Yeah, you're gonna spend the whole week responding to people via text.
And emails and text messages I'm catching up on this bye week.
Hey, thank you for making time for us. We've always enjoyed the relationship, and it was a proud moment. It was a great moment to watch last night, and good luck the rest of the season.
Dan, thank you.
It's Drew Brees, Saints quarterback. He said to his PR people that he wanted to do this show. We asked a week ago, and he said that if he was setting the record, then he was going to join us today. So we've had him on. I had him on when he was in college, his senior year at Purdue. I'm old. You start to see guys' entire careers play out, and you go, gosh. And when people talk about, what separates good from great and great from Hall of Famers, the fact that Drew Brees 2 years ago came on our show, and this was during the Super Bowl, and we handed him his draft profile, what was actually being said. And most of the things that were said were negative. And he was now he's already a Hall of Famer. So this is only a couple of years ago. And he's reading this, and he's reading all this, and you can just see where he is just going, are you kidding me? They said this about, is this true? So he gets ready to leave our studio at the Super Bowl. And, I say goodbye to him, and he goes, oh, hold on. He walks back over to Paulie's desk, picks up the piece of paper, and he goes, can I keep this? And Paulie goes, yeah. And he folds it up neatly, puts it in his back pocket. And then we asked him about it, I think last year, do you still have that? He goes, oh, yeah, put it in my locker. It was motivation. And so everything he's accomplished, and to have a chip on your shoulder, I mean, he's never going to be satisfied. And the greats are never satisfied.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.